Hey, welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crunch Time Early Edition, joined by a couple of the sharpest minds in the biz. This show is sponsored by Fanduel, by the way. That is why it is free. Make sure you sign up for the Fanduel Sportsbook if you are in a legal sports betting state. New users take advantage of their fantastic bonus offer. It's really pretty good. You just bet $5, you get $150 back in bonus bets. Doesn't get much better than that. Terms and conditions do apply. Welcome to the show, two of the sharpest minds in the universe. One, Dave Potts. Cheese is good. What up, Cheese?
Not too much. We've got 3 exciting games, hopefully. It's up to you whether or not we have 3 games, Kevin.
Right. And then
so you're really the star of this show.
3 more. But then we got 3 more. This is just the worst slate in history, right? It's 3 and then 3.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
It's I mentioned this in Musies. I'm not even playing tonight. I'm playing some today since I'm doing the show. Like tonight, I'm just gonna skip it all together, take a little mental health break. And if I wasn't on this show, honestly, I would probably not be playing today either. Just sometimes you need a day off. A 3-gamer is a time to do that, especially if there is questionable weather in the one game that starts later than
the last game.
There's no possible pivots. This is what we have.
So I will discuss the weather in a little bit. First, though, I want to say hello to my guy TJ, hanging out in Saskatoon, Canada. TJ, have you seen the weather forecast headed your way, my man?
No, I have not. Are we about to get hit with something nasty?
I think it is anomalously hot, like out of control. Like Saskatoon, or at least like Northwest Canada, may be the hottest place in North America in like a week.
Tell me, like, TJ is going to be able to go outside?
Yeah. It might be insane. I don't know. What does it say in Fahrenheit, please? Don't hit us with the Celsius.
Next week, it's going to be getting up to close to 90.
How crazy is that?
That's awesome. It was actually in the low 80s last week too. It's been weirdly warm for May. We usually don't get this until kind of like end of June. So I'm here for it. I'm down. I'm taking the dogs for walks. They like it. It's nice.
90s in Saskatoon in May. That does not happen. That is absolutely
We sometimes get a snow in May.
Right. It would not be uncommon, I feel like. But 90, I don't know. Anyways, I saw that and I was happy for you when I saw that. Do you have air conditioning in Saskatoon? Like,
oh yeah,
universally? Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's like Eskimos don't have air conditioning. You live with the Eskimos. All right. Let's talk about this slate a little bit. Cheese, you mentioned the weather is a problem. There's only one weather problem, and it's in the last game of the early slate, which means after the first 2 games go, you're effed, right? If they postpone this game.
Yeah. It's a whole hour later, and there's very literally no possible swaps.
Yeah. So the fact that it is basically 2 hours from now means it's 2 hours from, like, I'm going to know a lot more 15 minutes before the game. I'll have a much better idea. But 2 hours from now, I don't have a very good idea. All I can do is look at forecast models, and that's not super helpful. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think they're going to play one way or another. It's never really heavy rain. They might just try to play on time and play through rain. It's a possibility they get delayed if that happens, but they would be able to play and finish the game if they try to start. They might late start it, give it a few hours, and let all the rain clear, because it's all gone by like 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. I think one of those 2 options is what they will likely do. But would I be shocked if they're like, we don't want to wait 3 or 4 hours and they just postpone it? Like, no, I wouldn't be shocked. I think they're going to play. My confidence in that is pretty low. Like, Cheese, what would you do with that information?
Because it's a 3-game slate, I'm doing literally nothing with that information. Like, I'm not lowering exposure at all.
Yeah.
Because then you have a 2-game slate. That's so.
Yeah.
If we had a full slate, I would say, hey, let's only play guys in stacks. Maybe let's not play the pitchers. But I'm playing the pitchers. I'm playing one-offs. I'm just pretending there's nothing to worry about. And if I get some zeros, we'll play again tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I would just play it and just hope it works out. And I wouldn't think it's entirely crazy to maybe have a stack or 2 that has nobody in that game in case it gets postponed. And then you've got like a little edge on the field. That's maybe the only thing I would do. And that's it. like that. Can we just agree that we're just going to
yeah, let's just
pretend?
like it's going to play. Just be aware you're taking on some risk, but
Yeah.
we're going to talk about these games as if all three are playing.
Yeah, TJ, you got anything you want to add?
I'm playing 2 little lineups on this early slate today, and the one that I have Singer in as my SP2, that's the one that has a KC mini stack, and the one that has Ober as my SP2. I'm playing nobody in that game, and I'm going with the Cincinnati mini stack, so that's kind of how I'm handling that.
Okay, very good. Of course, I will post updates on Twitter as we get closer, mostly just because people want to know, though, as we have already established, it ain't going to help. There's not going to be anything we can do about it, but 2 hours from now, I'll probably have a pretty good idea of what it looks like. Okay, let's dive into this slate. Cheese, let's talk about the best pitchers. There's probably 6 of them. I'm going to guess there's 6.
There's 5
choices.
5. There are 5. I mean,
how is that possible?
Theoretically, so the Reds are using an opener and then a bulk reliever who's not good to begin with and not even really a starter. So really, kind of, there are only 5 pitchers.
Okay,
I mean,
fair.
And salary is so not a thing. You can't even really use the salary, even if you go with this Ben Lively character. So 5 pitchers.
Okay.
Darvish is the heavy chalk. He is my favorite pitcher. He's everyone's favorite pitcher, but it's not, this is not quite Darvish of a couple years ago. It's not a can't miss. If I was doing one lineup in a single entry tournament, I would probably fade Darvish just to be a little different and play like Singer and Ober.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, nobody's that different. There's only 5 pitchers. They're all going to get at least 10 to 15% on Fanduel and 30% on DK. So it's not like you're even getting that sneaky playing whoever else you do, like Senga and Clevenger, even people are going to play. So very officially, Darvish is the SP1 for me and for everybody. Brady Singer is the best of the cheapish options, but this is not good chalk. It's just that he's supposed to be good. I still think he's going to be okay, and it's the White Sox. But he's been just shellacked every time he stepped out there this year. So I don't want to make it sound like he's fantastic chalk, but the White Sox are nonsense. So Darvish Singer is the go-to combo. Bailey Ober is the guy who's probably a pretty good pitcher, but he's kind of pricey and facing San Diego, so he gets knocked down a little bit. I don't trust or like Mike Clevenger. He's looked better the last couple starts, but to me, he's the worst of these 5 pitchers. And then Senga, I don't know why he's not any good, but I don't think he hasn't given us any reason to think that he's good, and he's still priced up as if he's an ace, and he's simply not. He's had good matchups every single game this year. So the fact that it's a good matchup doesn't make me think he's not going to just walk another 4 guys. And he's been kind of lucky too. He's been bad and lucky. When he becomes bad and unlucky, he's going to get shelled. So he's Clevenger and Senga are just kind of the leftovers for me, but I'm playing them because it's a 3-game slate.
Yeah. And is there some degree of Clevenger slightly priced down, but you don't care too?
Yeah, because, he's priced right next to Singer. You don't need them both. With the salary, it's just you can't even use the salary. So I would rather play Singer. But yeah, so that's just kind of where it's at.
Okay, very good. Good little breakdown. TJ, what are your thoughts here pitcher wise? What are you doing? You all in on the Darvish train? Or are you fading?
Yeah, he's in my 2 lineups right now just because it is kind of hard to get away from him. None of these other guys are just really that good. Darvish could have a very mediocre game where he goes 5 2/3 innings and gives up 4 runs and strikes out 6 and might end up being the leading scorer on this slate. So Darvish, I'm still rolling with. I don't hate the idea of Clevenger just because Casey's lineup is a little bit weaker today without Sal Perez, but I would kind of rank them Darvish 1, Singer 2, Ober 3, Clevenger 4, Senga 5, I think.
Okay. Very good. Should we talk some stacks, TJ?
Let's talk some stacks, and let's see if we can get up to 50 likes here, and I'll dish an early morning Spidey bomb on a small slate here for the people. So let's hit that like button and get up to 30 likes. We have a tier 1 of the Mets in this opener and bullpen game going up against a terrible middle reliever guy. And then we have a tier 2 of literally all other 5 teams on the slate looking basically exactly the same. And so the Mets are by far the top team, as you can see with this 6 total. Well, everybody else is in the 4s, but it's basically Mets 1, and you can put everybody else in the exact same bucket today. Minnesota will probably be the sneakiest team that nobody's playing just because they're going up against Darvish, who will be the chalkiest pitcher. But I'm landing on KC and Cincinnati because they fit my team really well with the position players that are left available after a Met stack. It's not going to be all that sneaky, but I'm in some pretty small field stuff, so I don't care.
Okay. Jeez.
Yeah, heavy and obvious Mets chalk, and then like TJ said, it's like okay, then the other 5. For me, it's the Royals are the clear second team, and that's it.
Okay,
there you go, friends. You're welcome.
I've got a little weather narrative going on
Ooh.
that I just got pinged here from Alan Lem at RotoGrinders, and Tuttle just pinged me on this. They put me up on this. It is school day in Kansas City, like at the ballpark. So there are mass amounts of students, and it's science day and all of these things. There is no way in hell they're going to postpone the game when there's like 10,000 kids there, right? You can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't postpone on the kids. So now, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I really
of all the nonsense, and there is a lot of it that Alan Lem likes to throw against the wall, Dr. Narrative himself. Yeah. I think this one's real. I'm on board.
I think this is a good narrative. Like, you can't postpone on the kids. You would devastate the entire city, the youth of an entire city in one fell swoop.
Yeah. Like Alan will give you the it's this guy's college roommate's anniversary narrative home run day, but this one I'm on board.
Yeah, so I'm not even kidding. I think they are more likely to play. I already thought they were going to play, but now I really think they're going to play. So I think they're going to play.
Do you think they're going to play?
I think they're going to play. I thought they were going to play, and now I think they're going to play. But I don't know that, just to be clear. All right, let's go around the horn, and then we'll take a question if anyone is watching. If there's anyone out there, let us know that you're alive. Hit the like button for us so we know that something's happening. Drop a comment. Cheese, let's go around the horn, a little catcher talk for me.
Yes. Yeah, let's definitely talk about some catchers. So with Sal Perez out, MJ Melendez is, he's got the rainbows. To have rainbows on a 3-game slate means you're chalky. But you can also play him in the outfield, and you can also play Tyler Stevenson at first base. Like, it's not unreasonable to have a 3-catcher lineup on DraftKings and play Francisco Alvarez in your Met stacks. Definitely Melendez is the best play, but I do like Alvarez a very good bit. And this is also just kind of big picture. Feel free to leave a goofy amount of salary today. So don't feel like you have to play Alvarez so that you can play Tatis and Buxton. Like, play Alvarez just because he's a good play, and then just leave the salary.
That is a very good point. That is definitely worth noting as we move through this. TJ, your thoughts at catcher?
Yeah, very similar. The only guy I'd really want to add to that list is Freddie Furman for Kansas City is kind of a way to get a little different. Play Melendez in the outfield in your KC stacks, and then roll with Freddie Furman at the catcher position, but that'd be really about it.
Okay, first base.
Pete Alonso, top play by a very large margin. He's probably going to hit a home run or two today, and he's going to be very highly owned, but he is the top play here. Vinny Pasquantino, probably the second best. I like some Joey Gallo for tournaments, but you can also play him in the outfield. If you land on Andrew, like if you want to stack against Singer, land on Andrew Vaughn hitting third, nice and cheap. I'm okay with that too. And then Nick Prado is another guy that I like as well, but you can also play him in the outfield.
Okay, Cheese, first base.
Yeah, I think first, since there are a couple people letting us know they're here, to Eric, who says I got a new shirt. It's actually not a new shirt, so much as that I found a bunch of more shirts in a closet that I hadn't worn a bunch. So I've got a big old stack. But yes, I do look amazing. Thank you for that. You did not say
shirt.
Yes, he did not say new shirt. You look amazing, but I'm taking that as what he meant. So thank you.
Naturally.
Yeah, Pete Alonso, just like obviously, play Pete Alonso. So I think this slate is so much more about how you're building for what you're playing. So kind of like with what I said at catcher, the only way you can get kind of different without just playing subpar plays is to do something different with the Mets, which would be on FanDuel, you play 2 of Alonso, Vogelbach, and Alvarez, and maybe play Vogelbach and Alvarez. And ta-da, now you have the Mets different. And on DK, play some Vogelbach instead of Alonso and leave the salary. If you just play Vogelbach instead of Alonso, and then you play Tatis and Buxton, then you've kind of lost the, hey, I'm being different. Alonso, yeah, he probably hits 2 home runs, but Vogelbach could hit 3. So, be a little weird. Yeah, Vinny P is the next best play. Otherwise, just play someone.
Okay, second base.
Stunningly, second base is not amazing on a 3-game slate. But it's not that much worse than other positions. Jeff McNeil is definitely my favorite, and he plays for the Mets. India is the guy who projects the best because he leads off for the Reds. But like, I don't know. I don't love Jonathan India. So he gets walked and maybe scores a run. I don't know. I don't care. I guess I like Cronenworth and Polanco a little better. And then on FanDuel, I kind of like playing Nick Senzel if you're playing Reds. But certainly India and McNeil are the 2 most correct plays and most obvious plays. And then I definitely want a little bit of Michael Massey for the home run upside.
TJ?
Yeah, McNeil is the guy that I'm ending up landing on here. India is fine. Jake Cronenworth is interesting if you want to go up against Ober with him batting second. Same with Jorge Polanco. Like, I think it's kind of interesting that you could argue Polanco and Cronenworth are the 2 best players at this position today, and not that many people are playing them because they are in probably the 2 toughest pitching matchups. And so both of them I think are interesting for tournaments, and then McNeil is kind of my main guy.
Okay, take me to third.
So at third base today, my laptop is freezing here, but luckily Cheese is crushing it on the screen share. Brett Beatty is the top play. Like, Brett Beatty is the top play by a very large margin, and he's also going to be the highest owned play. Spencer Steer going up against Senga is very interesting as well. Same with Machado, Senzel. Like, there's 6 guys here, and 4 of them are pretty decent plays. And so nobody's going to play Alberto or Sosa. If you want to get really different, you can roll with them. But Beatty is the top play, followed by Steer and Machado.
Jeez.
Yeah, there just aren't that many options, period. I mean, there's only 5 that even exist on DK and the 6 on FanDuel. It's even tougher on DK where you pretty much just have Beatty and Machado. Spencer Steer makes it more interesting on the FanDuel side. You have essentially 3 pretty good hitters. I would mostly play Senzel at second, although feel free. I have nothing to say. This is who is playing, and those top 3 are all about the same level of goodness. Machado is the most talented player who will be lower owned, so that's probably the best play. If you were saying, I'm making one lineup and I want to win it all, who should I play? I would say play Manny Machado.
Okay, shortstop.
Lindor and Witt will be the runaway favorites. On FanDuel, I mean, Tatis is a shortstop as well. I still kind of think of him as an outfielder. But yeah, there will be some double shortstop lineups. But because Lindor and Witt are so kind of obvious, guys like Correa, Tim Anderson, and Bogarts, these are all fine. I will say, I don't think you don't have to be just crazy at every position. Like, you're allowed to play the chalk somewhere. I think shortstop is probably my preferred place to do that so far.
Okay, TJ?
Yeah, it's Lindor 1 and Witt 2, just as Cheese said. And then this is, relative to the slate, a pretty strong position today. And so Correa and Bogarts, Tim Anderson, all of those guys are fine. If you want to play somebody like Kyle Farmer or Kevin Newman today, that'll be your way of getting completely off the board, doing something that nobody else is doing. So it's a very strong position today relative to the slate, but there are also a couple ways that you can get a little different.
Okay, take me to the outfield.
So I'm prioritizing Brandon Nimmo today, but that kind of feels weird on a slate where there's Fernando Tatis, Byron Buxton, and Juan Soto. The fact that we can get Byron Buxton for probably like sub 20% ownership on a 3-game slate feels very interesting for tournaments. You can even play him if you're playing Darvish, like that's totally fine. Soto and Tatis are great tournament pivots. Somebody like Luis Robert is a strong tournament pivot as well. I like Joey Gallo at very low ownership today. And then you got your Reds players in your mini stacks and your KC players in your mini stacks. And so if I was prioritizing one from an optimal perspective, it would probably be Nimmo. But there are a lot of good other top options here who aren't going to pick up as much ownership like Soto, Tatis, and Buxton.
Cheese.
Yeah, same basic names. I would put Soto first, Nimmo second. I do like those Reds guys that he mentioned, either in mini stacks or just as a, shoot for a homer, one off with Friedel and Fraley. And then everyone else is playing baseball today, Kevin, as you know, unless they aren't.
Maybe.
But they are. They're playing for the kids. And so Gavin Sheets is the one White Sox bat that I kind of like. It's not even the word, but will play.
Here's what you probably can't do for the kids. You probably can't late start for the kids. I imagine the kids have a schedule and need to get back.
You late start for the kids, they'll just sit there in the rain and then they'll have to bus home before the game starts.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they just need to play in the rain for the kids. Like, yeah, you can't.
Look, as somebody who taught for 5 years before they decided I'm done and I'm going to just stick with DFS, it would not surprise me as a teacher whatsoever to plan a field trip and then you get there and they're just like, oh no, we're not doing this today anymore. Sorry.
Jerks. Teaching is the most exhausting thing ever. I used to do school visits and school talks as a meteorologist, and you just pour yourself into those kids for like 30 or 40 minutes, and it feels like you've worked an entire day. And
most of them hate you for no reason at the same time.
Yeah. I can't fathom doing that for a whole day. So TJ, you're my hero for that, man.
Hey, thank you. That's I got to the stage where it was basically like I can either do a good job and I come home and I have nothing left in the tank and I just want to sit in silence, or I can not care while I'm there and then come home with some mental energy. And I just kind of decided, I want to be a good teacher when I'm in that room and I don't feel like I have the bandwidth to do it right now. So I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I fully understand that. Steve pointing out, you know what the kids love? The kids love Spidey bombs. Smash that like button. Let's get the kids a Spidey bomb. It's kid day, and we want to make that happen. TJ, you got a Spidey bomb for us? How many likes do we have? And the show's almost over, to be clear. I'm not hanging around till lock unless we get questions.
6 more likes for the Spidey bomb. We got 160 people watching, so we can easily smash that like button, get 6 more people to do it. I'm trying to pick with Spidey's aid here. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do it like a low owned DFS play, but that's not really something that exists on a 3-game slate. So I think I'm going to just go with my favorite bet on the entire slate. And if you look over at Scores and Odds, you can find Vinny Pasquantino at plus 600 to hit a home run on this morning slate. And so that's one that I really like. If that game gets postponed, well, you'll just get that one refunded anyways if it doesn't play. And so Vinny Pasquantino at plus 600 is the Spidey bomb today. Undoubtedly my favorite for the odds today. You can also get Gavin Sheets at plus 600. That's another one that I like as well.
Very good. Fittest Gamers says, so we feel safe about KC? Absolutely not. I have no idea what the hell they're going to do in Kansas City. But I think they're going to, my lean is that they're going to play. and it's kids day, and like postponing on the kids is really messed up. So I think they're going to play, but I don't know. It's an hour and a half until first pitch. Radar is barely even useful. I just think they're going to play one way or another. They might even play it on time and just play in some light rain. That's totally possible. How do you feel, Cheese, about Casali as a punt catcher in a DKGPP?
Fine. As one of those, like, there's no reason to love him, but I mean, yeah, it's a 3-game slate.
All right, excellent. Fanduel GPP. TJ, last piece in a Royal stack, you want Witt or your boy Pasquantino?
I'd go Witt still.
Oh, okay. Cheese, Nimmo or Melendez?
I mean, those are two of the probably 4 or 5 best plays on the whole slate. Give me Melendez.
DK Cash, Lindor or Witt? TJ, Lindor or Witt?
Lindor. In a cash situation, if you're choosing between somebody else and a Met, it's just always a Met.
And if you're choosing in cash, I guess you may as well avoid the KC game if you can, as a general rule today.
Yeah. FanDuel GPP, your favorite pitcher in a FanDuel GPP? Cheese, you can go first.
Darvish.
TJ?
Yeah, Darvish as well. And if I was trying something crazy, it'd be Ober.
Very good. We shall see. Guys, we've caught up on all the questions. We have given all the answers that we have come here to give on this little 3-game slate. Again, I'll tweet something, and I realize it will be irrelevant, but I can't help myself. And people want to know. People are always begging for the info, even when I can't help them. So I'll be tweeting weather updates. That's it. We'll see you back here a little later. Here, we got let's see, we got this. Wait, I'm exporting the outro. Okay, we got to.
I'm not sure if you're supposed to read everything in the private chat, but that is true.
We'll stretch a little longer. We'll see if we got any questions here coming in.
It's kind of a Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. Is it us 3 for the evening slate, 3-gamer as well?
I haven't looked, but I sure hope not, TJ.
Yeah, I second that. But if we're all going down, we'll do it together, gentlemen. I'm all right with that. Brian Flores in the chat saying, y'all are the best. Alan says, thanks, guys. And
there was 3 different words there that I was about to say, then I realized all of them were profanity. And so each pivot, I had to still bite my tongue. It's me, Roth, and cards.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you, Cheese. You deserve that. Best bottom of the order stack in a GPP, Cheese. You want Mets or Padres?
I want Mets.
I feel like I haven't seen Cards in forever. I guess tax season just ended, right? Is that?
Yeah, you'll start seeing him on a few more crunch times starting this month.
Very good. K-Town's Finest says, TJ, single entry DK tournaments fade KC and White Sox. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's fine. You can do anything on this slate, really.
Yeah, I don't think it's crazy.
But if the question is, do you fade them because of weather in a tournament, I would say no.
Yeah. If you're doing a lot of lineups and you want to do that in 1 or 2 and hope it gets postponed, then okay. But if that's like your single entry stance, I think that's probably not the best way to go about it. If the Kansas City game is postponed, can we do a Padres twin stack?
Even if it's not postponed, you can do a Padres twin stack.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, with that, I believe that message is going to say, okay, we are good. LMAO, sorry. I read whatever's on the prompter. I can't help it. We're going to get on out of here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us here in this very, very
I'm Kevin Roth.
I love Lamp. For Cheese, for TJ, for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. And we will catch you tomorrow. We will catch you later today. You have been crushed.